I would like it duly noted that I'm on time today. It is exactly 10 o'clock. Hair's perfect. Little proof today. We got the New York Football Giants at 1 in Dallas. Oh, this whole season is going to be like this. Every week's going to be the most important week. Every week we're going to have to do something. Every week it's going to just have to be, we're going to have to figure something out. It's just going to be that way. And if you missed it yesterday after the stream, I want everyone to go. I was on the Cowboy channel, the Landlords from Alabama, talking Cowboys. It was a good stream, a good show yesterday. It was a lot of fun. It was a good space. It wasn't a space, it was a stream. But so everyone go and after this stream, go out and check that out. Again, that's the Landlords from Alabama. I posted it on Twitter. I posted it on X. So make sure you check that out as well. It's amazing to me that this whole, what's up, Davey? Haven't seen Davey in a while. How did you manage being on time today? Maybe it's because I'm here. I think that's what it is, Davey. But this whole season for the Giants is not even whole season. The perception from certain segments of Giant fans that this season can turn around so quickly is going to be whether we win or lose today. The glaring weaknesses that this team has will all of a sudden dissipate and completely go away if we beat the Cowboys 27-24. And that's what it's going to be. We've already heard now how Washington sucks because they lost to Green Bay, but we lost to Washington. So what does it say about us? And I've been still trying to figure that out because I don't understand the logic of certain segments of the Giant fans. Well, Washington's not that good. Look what happened to Green. Look what Green Bay did to them. Well, look what we couldn't do to them. So I'm very confused by that. So if the Giants pull this out today, like I said, maybe it's 17-10, maybe it's 24-21. I don't know. Everything that happened the previous week is going to be gone. All the problems, all the issues, all the bad drafts, all the issues with the offensive line, the issues with the fact that we're having problems generating a pass rush against us, not even a great line in Washington, but a stout line in Washington, all the problems in the secondary, all the problems in the safety positions, all the problems that we have at wide receiver, at running back is all going to go away if we win today. But then we run into a buzzsaw called Kansas City Chiefs in the home opener on Sunday night. So I wish everyone just takes what happens today with a grain of salt. If we lose, well, yeah, that's probably what's going to more likely happen. But if we lose, it's just the way the season's going to go. And if we win, let's just wait and see what happens. I keep saying this over and over again. If you have any indication that this team is improved, you have any indication that this team is going to be better than it was the last 2 seasons, you have to go 3-3 in these first 6. Because I still think 9 wins takes this division. Everyone tells me I'm crazy, but I still think 9 wins takes this division. And I'm not saying the Giants are going to go and win the division, but what I am saying is you have to take a look at it from a perspective of if you really think you are this good, you really need to take a look at playing these first 6 games. That's why you can't play Jackson Dart. That's why you can't start Jackson Dart. You have to go, though, to FanDuel, FanDuel.com. Bet $5, get $300 in bonus bets if you win. Of course, number 1 sports book in America, FanDuel, right now has the Giants as 5.5-point dogs. It's an interesting line if you take a look at it, but don't forget to bet responsibly. It's an interesting line if you look at it because we were 6.5-point dogs against Washington. Now, Washington has proven to be I'm not saying an aberration yet, but Washington has proven to be not as some people are saying. I'm not saying anything about Washington yet, but some people are saying that they're not as good as a team as we think they are. But Dallas came within a CeeDee Lamb drop of beating Philadelphia in Philadelphia. So what does that say about Dallas? That somehow they are only a point, they're a point less better than Washington? It's one of these. Yeah, Pickens is a head case. Trenton Pickens is a big. Trenton, for you, Eagle fandom. I think it's 11 50 something. I don't remember what it is. He made a bet with me that that if the Eagles won, he was going to send, because I have the replica Giant rings. Of course, I have the last replica Giant Super Bowl ring. So here we go. We got that one right there. So he made a bet with me that if he won, I made a bet. I jokingly said, listen, if they win, you have to send me a Eagles Super Bowl ring. So a man of his word, there's my Eagles Super Bowl ring. And I love it though, because I just like the real one, you push the button, the little wing thingies come out. So thank you, Eagle fandom. I have your name on Twitter. I don't remember what your full name was, but it's a nice replica, because you look at the Giant one, and like I said, it's this is what happens when you win in 2011. This is what happens when you win in 2024. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just throwing that out. Let's say hello to everyone before we get into this. I see DL was already first in the comments. Giants cause me a lot of stress. I don't care anymore if we win or lose. I care as a season ticket holder. I care that this, like I said, I've been a Giant fan since '76. So I care if they win or lose. But my thing is, I'm no longer as invested in the Giants as I was maybe 5 years ago. There's other football games on. College football season's been great so far. Like I said, I'm also, quasi Green Bay Packer fan. So I got the Knicks. James, I'm going to say it. And I'm going to say it again, James. When can we worry about the Mets? We're tied now for that last wildcard spot with San Francisco. When can we worry about the Mets? Hit that like button, says Big James. Salute to the chat and my brother's left side, strong side. Deb says, good morning, Tim in chat. Salute to Trenton. Watching the Giants for the second weekend in a row. Will I survive? Giants again. They're on the I think it's the Fox national game, which is crazy to me, because there's no better games than Dallas and the Giants. Back in 90 something, back in the 80s, back in hell, even parts of the 2000s, that was a matchup to watch, but not now. We need to go through the injury report for the Giants and the Cowboys. The Giants, we have caught a little bit of luck in a bottle, that the Cowboys are going to have a little bit of a depletion in their secondary. So that I think that's going to, because Bland has now been ruled out officially. So that's going to be helping. That's going to help the Giants a little bit. Right now is Demetrius Flanagan-Flowers. He's out. I know. We have doubtful for Andrew Thomas and the Nacho Man. And all of a sudden, Wando Robinson is questionable with an ankle. Once again, Darius Alexander, I believe, is not on the 53-man roster. For people that are so hyped up about Darius Alexander, are you doing fucking whippets or something? You gotta stop. Yeah, he's a third-round pick, but he was also the 12th defensive tackle taken in a deep defensive tackle draft. And I love when people go, well, he went where he should have went. No, some people said 3 to 5. Some people were saying 2 to 3. I saw 3 to 5 most of the time. He's a defensive tackle who does not play the run well, who is athletic but undersized, and even Joe Shane said he is going to be a nice addition as a pass rushing defensive end. He's not ready to play. And I love people that are like, we got to get him on the roster. Okay. I don't know about you, but I'm not at practices daily. I'm not in the building daily. So if there's a reason and rationale that they are not bringing this guy and they're not starting this guy or playing this guy, more than likely, if you remember, he had a very pedestrian camp. You almost heard nothing about him. And his preseason was not very good. Was not great. So evidently he's not ready. But in the brilliance of Giant fandom, I should rephrase, I'm not painting with a broad stroke. In the brilliance of certain Giant fans, we should play him, even though the organization, the coaching staff, everyone else does not think he's ready, and they only see him every day. So we should still play him. This is why it's hard to be a Giant fan sometimes. This is really why it really is so hard to be a Giant fan. So, it's the pitiful play of the Giants. Don't get me wrong, but it's also the fact that we have so many people that want to do things that we're not even seeing within the organization. But we are going to sit there and tell the Giants that you should play this guy, even though we're not sitting there watching daily what he's doing or what he's not doing. Oh, Lottie. Well, Mr. McCormick, little John Gotti hairstyle. Actually, it would be Big John Gotti hairstyle. Big T-Bro in the house saying, what's up, people? We are at 5 like shorts from being at 100. Yeah, let's get up to 100. If you lose to Dallas, it's over, boys. Thank you, Bang Glorious. There's actually a lot of stuff. There's more than a lot of Giant stuff. There's if you go up the wall, if you go up the wall, we go up the wall. There's another shelf there. That is an original USFL poster. That's my Malik Willis poster. That over there is the what is that over there? That is the JPP skull cap that was given to me by Jason Pierre-Paul his last game, which was against the Washington Redskins back then. And he actually came. Those are pictures of him coming over and giving me the skull cap over there. There's the hat of the catch. Then if you go down a little bit here, let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. You come over here, you have my McLovin. And if you go all the way over here, those are, you got the autograph Phil Simms helmet. You got everything else. You even got a cowboy helmet over there. You got the turkey, you got everything else. We got tons of Giants stuff. My whole basement is full of Giants. Giants memorabilia and fun stuff. So, like I said, I've been a Giant fan forever. So it's nice. It's a collection. But thank you, man. It is a nice background. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. James says, "Good morning, Tim. Can you tell me if the Giants can the Giants beat the Cowboys?" Yes. I think any given Sunday, any team can beat any team. Will the Giants beat the Cowboys? That we're going to talk about, because like I said, if you go through right now with Dallas, I mean, their biggest out right now is going to be Bland, the other corner outside of Diggs. Now the problem with the Cowboys is with the Giants, the Cowboys play a zone defense. They're like the Giants. They play a zone style defense. They're not going to go man to man. And you have to remember what they did to Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown last week. Now, with Bland out, that's going to leave Diggs available. And I don't think Diggs is going to roam. I don't think Diggs is going to sit there and go and cover just Malik Neighbors. I think they're going to stay with their zone style defense. I think if Russell Wilson is given the time, and this is going to be the big question, while the Cowboys do not have that vaunted rush anymore, I didn't really think that much of the rush of Washington, but they do have some guys that can go after the quarterback. If you can give Russell Wilson time, he is a professional quarterback. And we've talked about this before. And if they're going to run this zone style defense, there's not going to be anything that Russell Wilson has not seen in this zone defense. So the question is going to be, can this offensive line, who had a difficult time controlling the line of scrimmage, not even producing any type of running game, if they have the opportunity and they have the chance to control the line of scrimmage a little bit, and I'm not talking about doing it the whole game, but if you can give Russ 3-4 seconds and he's looking in that zone, yeah, I think he could do what Jalen Hurts, did at the time. He took advantage of what the Dallas Cowboys gave him. I don't think you're going to get deep behind Dallas. I don't think you are. But if you're patient, you take what's in front of you, you go with the open running lanes from the quarterback position, you are going to get a better opportunity to exploit the Dallas zone. Now, their linebackers aren't all world either. Reference to Dallas. So the question is going to be, and we have to look at it also regards from the tight end position, can Theo Johnson give us anything? And please stop with the Daniel Bellinger thing. Please, for the love of God, stop. This is year 4 in Daniel Bellinger. This is year 4 of the Daniel Bellinger experience. Again, there's a reason why he's not playing. There's a reason why outside of the superstars that giant players leave here and don't go anywhere else. Not counting Tommy DeVito. There's a reason and a rationale for that. But with that zone style defense, if I'm the Giants, I'm playing the middle of the field. I'm not going to do what I did against Washington, which is try to get some moon balls, because like I said, until we can prove that we can stop the rush, I'm not going with the moon balls. I'm going short passing. I'm taking what they put in front of me, and I'm giving my quarterback, who is a professional quarterback, the opportunity to pick apart the zone. And like I said, if he's smart, Russell Wilson, which we know he is, if he's patient, which we know he can be, he can sit there and literally do a Jalen Hurts and take what the defense gives him and also use his legs. So there's an opportunity. Our schedule is very hard this year. Yeah, that's what she said.
That's what she said.
All right, I had something queued up. Now I gotta go back to 103. Yeah, the schedule, and it's not that people are like, well, the problem is that the scheduling people of the NFL didn't do us any favors. No, it's a rotating schedule. You have to play certain divisions at certain within certain periods of times. It just happens to be in the fact that last year we had one of the best divisions in football, and now we're playing one of the best divisions in football. It's just the luck of the draw. That's just what happens. Oh, if we win today, we'll be. Oh God, Todd, 100% right. If we win today, we're playoff bound. If we win 24-17 on a last-second Graham Gano field goal, everything that happened last week never happened. We're going to make the playoffs. Well, that's how fickle this fan base is. Yeah, that's going to happen. We all know that. Let's see. We will win today, says James. Yeah, you also told me not to worry about the Mets. I hope Big Blue Crush. I hope we beat the shit out of Dallas. And like I said, I was on the show yesterday with the landlord. I had a really good time on that show yesterday. It was a lot of fun talking football from a different perspective, from a Cowboys perspective. But it was a lot of fun. So make sure you go check it out. But the thing is this, I mean, you hope to God we beat Dallas, because we haven't beat Dallas in Dallas since Eli Manning. Now, last time I checked, that was a while ago. So it's one of those things that you got to kind of say we're kind of due. We're due for a win in Dallas. I don't know if the football gods are going to agree with me, but I'd rather do that. What do we got? Bangalore says also, I'd rather keep Russell in so Dart can learn. Said this before. I'm going to say it over and over again. LFG. What is LFG NYGS? I'm sorry, I'm old. I'm going to say this before, and I've said this over and over again. I don't want to see Jackson Dart. I don't want to see Jackson Dart until it is a necessity, until we're looking, unless it's vis-a-vis injury, or if it's because of the fact that we are so far out of contention. Then I would want to see Jackson Dart, because if you put Jackson Dart in now, you're waving the white flag, and he's not ready. He's not ready. If you watched what he did and I'm going about what he did in camp, and I'm doing about what he did in preseason, he hasn't seen anything. He hasn't seen anything in regards to a real NFL style defense. And I don't want to put him in there in a situation where we still could have not even playoff aspirations, but a winning season aspirations. Maybe even if it's a 500 season. I know that's not winning, but that's also not a losing season. So I don't want to put him in there yet until it's absolutely necessary, until it becomes a learning experience. Because I keep mentioning this over and over again, people. Name me a successful NFL Lane Kiffin produced quarterback. And don't tell me about the quarterbacks that he worked with Brian Daboll when they were together, because he hasn't produced one. Matt Barkley is statistically the best quarterback that Lane Kiffin has produced, and there's a reason and a rationale, because he runs a system in college, which is cut the field in half, do not allow your quarterback to audible, give him one option. The second option is the run. So there is still question where Jackson Dart can read a zone defense, and there's still question whether he can not only read the zone, but is he going to be able to identify the stunts? Is he going to be able to call out the mic? There's going to be so much going on through that kid that first series. I would rather put, if you're going to put him in, like I said it before, I would put him in if you wanted to do it early, like real early. I think the Saints game is a good game. Saints don't have a great defense. Yes, I know it's on the road, but you're also taking the weather factor out. You're putting him in a perfect scenario in reference to being in a dome to throw the ball. Daniel Jones' best games usually came in a dome because it's a controlled environment. And that's kind of what I would do. Beat Bully James says, good morning, Tim. I want to see a better play on coaching execution today. I do too. I mean, we have been literally waiting for 4 years now, and it's been 4 years because even in his first season, Brian Dable, where he was coach of the year, the offense was pedestrian. Your quarterback throws for 3,000 yards and 15 touchdowns, and I'm not even sure he threw for a game over 300, and I believe he only threw for like 3 games over 200 yards. That's not. And you had Saquon Barkley. How can you not come up with an offense? And we have been waiting now for 4 years for the quarterback guru, the quarterback whisperer, who outside of Josh Allen has gotten fired at every stop he ever had as an offensive coordinator in the NFL and has never produced outside of Josh Allen. I haven't seen it yet. And Mike Kafka, the day we signed Kafka and we heard he was going to do the play calling, I was like, how can you give the reins to an offense to a 36-year-old who has never been an offensive coordinator? This learning on the job shit's got to stop. You know, they have people in the league that are seasoned, you know, like professional head coaches, professional offensive coordinators. We don't have to keep going out and getting guys that are, you know, not. It's okay. Trenton says, Tim, you're here. Tim, here you go again with the 9 wins division take. Trenton, when I am right, and I'm going to say this again, when I am right, because let's be 100% honest, over the last 3 years, the majority of the time, I have been right. What are you going to do for me? What are you going to do? We had a gentleman the other day put it out a very eloquent apology and gave a very large super chat donation to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. What are you going to do, Trenton, when I'm right? Just ask. Todd Taylor says, we'll win today. Get embarrassed there. There'll be no middle ground. Yeah, I think, yeah. I don't think there's going to be any middle ground. I think we're either going to win this game outright or be totally embarrassed. I don't think there's going to be anything in the middle. Alan Carter is playing. That's good. James says Dallas will not take us seriously. Our pass rush will show up and the Pickens will have a big drop. Here's the thing, and I said this on the landlord show yesterday. You bring 3 guys. You bring these 3 undersized ends. And you have a professional quarterback in Dak Prescott. And Dak's mobility was kind of surprising against Philadelphia. I didn't think coming off the injuries that he was going to have that type of mobility. I should rephrase that. I was hoping that he wasn't going to have that type of mobility. And what happened was he did. And if you're the Giants and you commit to the pass rush, if you decide to go, and I got to put this ban and delete. If you decide to bring this rush and get away from the Shane Bowen Russian 4, trying to generate the rush of 4, and you decide to bring the heat, Dak is a guy that you can love him, you can hate him, you could do whatever you want, you can say whatever, you know, but he's going to pick you apart because you have Brian Burns. To me, is your most competent pass rusher. He's not consistent. Neither is our old buddy Kayvon Thibodeau. And he has an issue, Kayvon Thibodeau does still, of taking his rush too wide. And on the show yesterday, we were talking about how the fact that if I'm literally the Cowboys tackles, now the Cowboys line is not what the line was 3 years ago, but it's still a good offensive line. I'm pushing them wide. How do you negate speed? You take them out wide, and if they try to do a swim, you put them in the dirt. So, I mean, that's what you have to look at from those types of perspectives. But that's kind of, well, that's kind of my opinion. David Pickens is going to be a fucking head. He's a head case, but he's going to be a headache. Think about the fact that you are going to have Dak Prescott going up against this fucking Shane Bowen zone where our two corners are press cover man-to-man corners who have issues. And you don't think he's going to pick us apart? And Ferguson, I'm worried. Listen, if a 497-year-old tight end and Zach Ertz can do what he did, I'm worried the shit about Ferguson. Now, Ferguson to me is not, Jake Ferguson isn't this guy that's been, that's if you take a look at him, he hasn't, he's not. Is he a world-beating tight end? No, but he did have 71 receptions. He had 59 receptions last year. And I think he had 5 or 6. But it is a guy who was a professional. He is a professional tight end. But here's the thing that scares the bejesus about. Here's the thing that scares me about Jake Ferguson. Jake Ferguson has not had a touchdown since 2023. So on the Giant radar, he's going to get at least 2 touchdowns. Davey says, I just don't understand why people want to be the first of the worst division in the NFL if you are incapable to win a playoff game. Because you still make the playoffs. And anything happens, Davey, if you get in the playoffs. Hey, hit Dak Prescott in the face. How is he supporting catch that? Well, here's the thing. What happens if you don't get to Dak? What happens if they use Turban? They use I call him Booby Sanders, Miles Sanders. I call him. What if they use Booby? What if they do what Washington did? They run Dak and they run for 220 plus yards. And when the Giants creep, what do you think CeeDee Lamb and Pickens are going to do to the Giants secondary? These are the things that we all have to think about. No, Andrew Thomas is doubtful, which means he's not playing. Trent says those rings are covered in dust, my friend. It's been a while. I'm not gonna lie to you. Those rings now are stupid. I actually like the ring, to be 100% honest. You want me to be honest? There's the Eagle ring. I actually like the ring. I think they did a good job. I think they and then they had them in these boxes. When you opened it up, the ring spun. And then they did such a good job in the replica. They have the signature on one side, then they have the engraving on the other side. And, I thought it was pretty cool. Like I said, you push the button. I was like, then the wings come out. That was pretty cool. I mean, like you said, I think they did a good job. I think the Eagles, for their second Super Bowl ring, really put together a nice ring. You got to give credit where credit is due. I hate this coaching staff. I don't like this coaching staff either. Brian Dable, first of all, take the fucking sunglasses off. Let me tell you something. Let me be 100% honest with you. Why do people wear sunglasses in certain positions? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because it was in psychology class. They wear it because they don't want you to see their eyes. Why? Because they're not confident enough in themselves. So they hide behind the glasses. You ever see someone that's having a conversation or debate with you and they're wearing glasses on the inside, and unless they have light blue eyes like me and light sensitivity, it's because of the fact that they're not confident in what they're talking about, and they're not confident in their own selves. So I think that is a reflection of the head coach. And this is why the head coach, Brian Dable, cannot have anyone on his staff, a.k.a. Wink Martindale, that is going to question him. Because if you question him, you question his power, you're questioning his manhood, you're questioning everything else, and he gets upset. He's got a lot of Pat Shurmur in him. Pat Shurmur, when he won, was the smartest guy on the fucking planet. His fart smelled like potpourri, and when he lost, everyone else was stupid but him. That's kind of Brian Dable. And if Brian Dable wants to be Parcellian or Belichickian, you got to win. You won 9 games in 2 years. So your snarky press conferences, they don't do anything for me. Same thing when Kayvon Thibodeau came in his rookie season. I'm going to get a sack again. I'm going to get 16 sacks. I'm going to get 16. Yeah, he had 5. They say I'm cocky. I say, what? It ain't bragging, motherfucker, if you back it up. So back it up if you're going to do it. Mr. Lopez also said, 0-3, book it. T. Brad says, the Giants are not a good team. People need to wake up. If the Giants win, they're still not a good team. I mean, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be facetious. They're still not a good team. This roster, if you go through this roster, it's not full of talent. Everyone loves Drew Phillips. And why am I the only one that sees Drew Phillips? Everyone's like, well, Drew Phillips had a good game last week. Look at all those tackles he made. Drew Phillips' rookie season had a 75% completion percentage against him, gave up over 10 yards of reception. They threw for over 330 yards against him and multiple first downs. And last week, Jaden Daniels was 3 for 4 or 4 for 3. He completed 3 out of 4 passes against Drew Phillips for 30 plus over 10 yards of reception again. It's great that you make the tackle, but I said this before. Look at Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders, I think, best season of tackles was 68, and that was like the highest by far he ever had. And I think that was his 4th season in Atlanta. And then all the other seasons are like 38, 36, 28. There's a reason why. If you stop the guy from catching the ball, which is your job as a corner, you don't have to tackle him. It's really cool. It's really cool. I read it in Football 101 for Dummies. You don't let the guy catch the ball, you don't have to tackle him. That's why I keep saying Travis Hunter, in my mind, should be a corner instead of this quasi corner wide receiver, because he kind of went to the Deion Sanders school of tackling, but I think he is good in regards to stopping people from catching the ball. Just throwing that out there. Todd says, I'd like a reason to have the Giants players on my fantasy football team again. Well, Malik Neighbors. Yeah, he should be on. The only Giant that should be on a fantasy team should be Malik Neighbors. Now, Malik Neighbors is still dealing with the toe, which he's talking about off-season surgery, the back and the shoulder. And I don't think Malik was 100%. When you put a second-round rookie on Malik Neighbors, and a lot of times Marcus Lattimore was on Darius Slayton, there's something not right there. There's something not right there. And he looked at a sink. I'm hoping that, that Malik is, take another week of healing. He's going to come back and he's going to be a little bit more full strength. I think I kind of hope that's where, but the only person you should ever have on your fantasy team is Malik Neighbors. You should not have, there should be no, if you have any other Giant on your team, then you're
IQs just dropped sharply while I was away.
So you shouldn't have anyone. Big Ryan's Big Blue Podcast says 50-0 G-Man.
It's Daniel. Gentlemen, which brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack.
Davey says, just a reminder, adding more fuel to the fire. The Yankees are on the playoffs. Minus, yeah, I know. Minnesota, you can keep me. Yeah, I know. I know. T-Brad says, let me guess, the game plan for Dable will be to Dallas will be to double team Neighbors with live with the rest of the Giants defense beneath them. You don't need to double team because you're going to play a zone. You can double team them at times, but you're going to play a zone. And like what they did against, if they're smart, I hope to God Dallas isn't smart. If they're smart, what you should do is do what you did against Washington and let no one get behind you. That's what I would do. So I don't need to, until Neighbors proves he's 100% healthy right now. I'm probably not even going to think about double teaming him if I'm Dallas. Because like I said, look what they did to AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. Philadelphia was a CD Lamb drop away from losing that game and a fumble. So I keep telling people, I think Dallas is going to be better than people think. I keep saying this over and over again. I think Washington's going to take a step back. I think Dallas is going to take a step up. And I think Philadelphia is going to take a step back. So, but I don't think Dallas is going to be as bad as people think. I did my voodoo prayer for the Mets last night, so we see what happens. Didn't we lose? Didn't we lose in the 8th inning? Let's see. Can you throw Marcus Bowen a tackle? Can't be any worse. Yeah, it can be. 3rd and Schlong. I love it because a lot of people say, well, it can't be worse. We said that about Nate Solder when we moved him to guard. It can't be worse over there. Said that about Evan Neal. It can't be worse. Turned out it was. Turned out it was worse. Again, to me, Bo had 2 plays. And he had that stupid play that he was tackle eligible. And again, I'm I'm going with the staff that sees him every day. As much as I dislike the Giants staff, I'm going with the staff that sees Bo, who sees Darius Alexander, sees these guys play every single day. And I if they're telling me that he is not capable as a rookie of manning that left tackle position, which is probably outside of quarterback on offense, the left tackle position in my mind is probably one of the most difficult positions to play. If you have a 37 and Russell Wilson will be 37 in November, you have a 37-year-old, soon to be 37-year-old quarterback whose mobility is not what it used to be. You can't throw out a rookie. You can't throw a rookie out there and pray, and pray because you're gonna get Russell Wilson killed. Brian Dable can't coach. His record proves that. 7-2. We've said this before. Go back, guys. 7-2 start, 2-5-1 finish, 6-11, 3-14, and then we just lost another home opener. And I don't fucking get it. The last 3 years, you have rookie minicamp, minicamps, mandatory minicamp, training camp, 3 preseason games to get your team ready for opening day. And the last 3 years, this team has come out flat. Why? Someone give me a reason. We should have lost that game 35-6. It was the ineptitude of Washington and their 11 penalties and bad passes from Jaden Daniels that stopped us from losing that game 35-6. How do you come out flat every fucking game to start the season? Last 3 years, we're starting the season 0-1. Mr. McCormick says, let them ruin my weekend last week and never again. No, because we got the Knicks coming up. The Knicks to me, if anyone's asking, if the Knicks to me have finally put together a bench that is what they needed last year. And if you take a look, if you take a look at what they've done, you just go out and get Malcolm Brogdon. And I know he is not the Malcolm Brogdon that he was, years ago, but he is a former sixth man. He is a guy that you are going to have him compete for that, one of the last roster spots with Shamalama Ding Dong, who we was, Laundry Shamet. I like calling him Shamalama Ding Dong. But you're gonna have him come in. I believe it's a non-guaranteed deal, and if you catch lightning in the bottle with your bench, you finally have a bench. And that's the thing. And then you still have some guys, some young guys on this team, and your starting five to me is still one of the best starting fives in the league. And you finally put together a bench that if you need to give these guys a blow, give these guys a rest, you have guys that are capable professionals. People forget about Jordan Clarkson. People forget about the big center we got from Orlando, who was a very athletic center. You have a bench now, so we have some faith in the Knicks. I have some faith in the Knicks this year, and last year too. But if we lose this game and look bad doing it, can we start Jackson? Can we start the Joe must go chance? Yeah, we can start that right now. Joe must go. Joe must go. Joe must go. Yeah, we can start right now. Billy says, I understand the pessimism from the chat. We don't know. We claimed a new kick return from waivers. Yeah, we got the guy from the Jets. Everything's solved. There's a scene in the movie A Christmas Story where the dad is talking about the White Sox. And he's like, we just traded Four-Eye Schottner, utility infielder. And the wife's like, well, that's nice, dear. And he's upset about it. And he goes, the Sox, the whole goddamn team is utility infielders. That sometimes when you look at this giant roster, you're like, we basically have a team full of utility infielders and bad draft choices. I love the facts. Like I said, I love people now are turning the corner and looking at what we've been talking about on the show for months. That you look at Shane's first 2 drafts, the building block drafts. There could be in 2 years, less than 2 years, there could be no one from the first 2 drafts, which is like 22 picks on this team. And the draft for last year is still out. We, usually have to wait till year 3 to see what you have. But you literally could have, out of 20 plus draft picks from his first 2 seasons, no one could be on this team. These are the people that think Scatterboo had a great game last week. Oh my God, listen, the Cam Scatterboo thing that he won the NFL morning shows, angry runner of the day or whatever. And I love it because I looked at the other 3 people that he was up against, and they all had positive plays. They all had like 20-yard runs or 15-yard runs or 30-yard runs. The plays that he had, the catch, which was a very nice catch, and I do think Cam Scatterboo can catch the ball. The play that he had, he ran into a guy. He didn't go forward. He ran into another guy, didn't go forward, and then he got slammed down from behind. And then he was 2 carries for negative 2.5 yards and got stuffed by a linebacker on that goal line run. It wasn't goal line, but it was second and goal, I think it was. And then he got stuffed. And then actually, if you look at the block, and again, I know it's not fun because we look at it from a football perspective. Oh dear Lord, why would we do that? He got lifted up. He literally, you want to get a block like that, you don't get taken off your feet. And I'm going to tell you right now, offensive coaches in the league are looking at that, going, okay, you can lift this guy off. You can get this guy off his feet. I'm a Giant fan since 1984. I'm 76 here, James. Hit that like button, says Trent. Hit that like button. Let's see. That's the JPP hat. Any Giant Funkos? Yeah, I actually have. I have a bunch of Giant Funkos. They're on the wall over there, and they're next to the Bigfoot. Yes, we have a Bigfoot in the house. Yes, we literally have a life-size Bigfoot in the house, because what house doesn't have a life-size Bigfoot? And we have a skeleton bartender. He's Dean the mixologist. And yes, he is wearing a clone trooper helmet with a drill sergeant hat, because that's just what happens here. I do have some Giant Funkos. I have what are they called? Specialty ones or whatever they are. I don't know what the hell they're called. We need to fight today like Crawford did last night. We do. Will they? I don't know, because I don't see a lot of fight in this team. And I still see a lot of quit in this team. And I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping that we put together, some kind of momentum. But I know I keep harping back to this, and I am 100%. Someone's texting me now, and I'm 100% sorry. But take a look at the Giants depth chart, just for fun. Take a look at the Giants depth chart. You have Darius Slayton as your starting wide receiver. He is a 3 to a 4 on a good team, backed up by Jalen Hyatt. You got Wan'Dale Robinson, who's catch. Why you keep putting Wan'Dale Robinson out deep when he has such a small ass catch radius? I got no fucking clue. But he's backed up by Gunner. We got the Ellie Moore Fudd backed up by Bo. You got Greg Van Roten backed up by Evan Neal. You got JMS backed up by Austin Schlottman. Household name. You got Runyon backed up by Aaron Stinney, household name. You got Andrew Thomas backed up by James Hudson. James Hudson looks like he's going to start. You got Tyrone Tracy backed up by Devin Singletary. You got Neighbors backed up by Bo Collins. Yes, Bo Collins. You have Theo Johnson just starting at tight end, backed up by Bellinger. Then you are carrying 4 fucking tight ends on this roster. I got no clue why. And then you got Russell Wilson being backed up by Jackson Dart. You take a look at this roster. Would Darius Slayton start for any other team? No. Would Wan'Dale Robinson start for any other team? No. Would Ellie Moore Fudd start for any other team? No. Would Greg Van Roten start for any other team? No. Would JMS start from any other team? No. Would John Runyon start from any other team? John Runyon got let go and was replaced by a third round pick who went on to be a Pro Bowler. Would Andrew Thomas start for any team? Yes. Would Tyrone Tracy start with any team? No. Would Malik Neighbors start? Yes. Would Theo Johnson start for any other team? No. Would Russell Wilson start for any other team? So you have 2 guys that would probably start on other teams. And then we have 9 other guys. Good morning, Robert. And everyone in the chat. Sim Toys, that's epic. Oh, I got everything, man. I got boxes of shit. I literally, I also have a lion head over there. I literally filled the wall yesterday with all my hats, and I still have more hats to hang up. When my man cave is a work in progress. Davey says, I felt after the Giants loss, I will be going into the twisted system. We're not going to take it. Hell, we're not going to take it anymore. Yeah, we are. Dab says, first, I admit I have a lot to learn about the game I love, and I am the only one who didn't think Carter didn't do I'm the only one who didn't think Carter did much last week first. Deb, you're not alone. You're not alone here. We've said this before. I think the same thing about Abdul Carter. He has speed. There is a reason why Abdul Carter only had 50% of the snaps. And then his snap count went down to 38% in the second half. Why? Because he was getting burned on the edge. He was getting pushed off his assignment. They ran for 220 yards on 32 carries. He needs to use his speed. This is what the Giants need to do. The Giants need to do what they did in training camp and in preseason. Put him in on third downs. Put him in on obvious passing downs. Use his speed to make mismatches, to have these mismatches and create them for him to be successful. That's what you need to do. This is a guy that had a 25.9% missed tackle percentage his last season as a starting off the ball linebacker at Penn State. This is a guy that at times can't tackle in space and can't tackle in the open field. Use what he is good at. And what is he good at? He is good at rushing the passer. He is good at going after the quarterback. He proved that with his 12.5 sacks at Penn State. He proved that. Use him what he's good at. Make him I don't agree with taking a guy, and I've said this before, I don't agree with taking a guy third overall and making him a situational pass rusher. But Jerry Oslowski, who was on the show, former 10-year offensive lineman for the Buffalo Bills, huge Penn State fan, said the same thing. I would not play this guy at linebacker. I would use him as a rush specialist. Just remember, Deb.
There isn't anything for you here. I have men at my back, and you stand alone and defy me. I'm not alone.
You're not alone, Deb. I hope the Giants can show some pride and fight for once this year. Yeah, me too. James says, I love everyone, but this game is my season. I wanted to beat Dallas today more than any other game on our schedule. I remember 3 years ago, the town hall with James when he asked Kayvon Thibodeau, are you going to beat Dallas? So yes, James, I am well aware that this is your Super Bowl. The run needs to be established. Otherwise, the Giants will be pinning their ears back and going after Russ. Yeah, we need to figure out a way to open up the lanes for Tyrone Tracy and Devin Singletary. What I don't get last week is Devin Singletary had 2 positive rushes. We weren't running the ball. He had 2 positive rushes in a row, and we just decided, well, fuck that. We're not playing that guy. We're not playing that guy. Oh, wow, my camera's moving today. Hey. Oh, hip hop, hooray. Oh, hey. Oh, I don't know how to turn the sensor off, but I'll figure it out. He had 2 positive rushes, and the brilliant Mike Kafka goes, we're not running that fucking guy anymore. He moved the ball forward. Why are we going to play him? Oh, you know what? We got our new sponsor, NFL Game Day Streaming. That's going to be our new sponsor. But yeah, we don't want to run that. We don't want to run that fucking guy. Cam Scatterby ran the ball twice for -2 yards. We don't want a guy that gets positive yards. Well, that's going to ruin our average. Billy says, what do you think of Jordan Renon's reporting that Neal has been practicing at tackle with Nacho doubtful? Are we going to no? Alexander, I do not believe he's on. I do not believe Alexander is. I do not believe that Darius Alexander is active today. From what let's just double check to make sure. I love this right here. Here's the thing. I love this right now. Andre Patterson, who everyone loves, except for me, basically urges patience for New York Giants rookie urges Pants to let the third-round Darius Slayton bloom into a viable lineman. Now, again, this is a guy, Andre Patterson, who's been in the league for 21 years as a coach. He's been in the league for 21 years as a coach, and he's telling you the kid's not ready. And 61 preseason snaps, Alexander recorded just 2 tackles. So he's improved. According to Patterson, Darius Alexander is improving every day. But we need to sit there and wait and see and let him bloom. And he also says patience with a rookie. It can be hard for people not to understand why he's not starting or playing. It's not hard for me. If he's not ready, he's not ready. If you first of all, you would need to get yourself on the field, and you need to know how to protect yourself. You need to know how to play your position. So I'm good with that. Robert says, good morning, James. I agree with you. Our linebackers let anyone roam the middle of the field freely. Listen, Micah McFadden is not what I would refer to as a stout run-stopping linebacker. He does have his moments. He does miss a lot of tackles. He still misses 12.5% of his tackles. He's not great in coverage at times. But he, outside of Bobby Okereke, is the best linebacker we have. And right now, you are going to be sitting there with Brian Burns, Okereke, and Darius Muasau, because Demetrius Flanagan-Flowers is out, and Chris Board. And then you're going to try to put up Abdul Carter as a weak side linebacker. Yikes. Oh, G Knockout. What's up? What's good, Tim? Everything's good, brother. As always, man. Everything's good. James says, I 1,000% agree on Hunter. He should play cornerback, then wide receiver second. I agree. Thank you. Let's see. Off Broadway. What's up, Off Broadway? Can we fire our owner? Well, they did that to Don Sterling with the Clippers, so why not? Let's see why not. What does Phil say? Shane had the intern put together a paper on positional value and decided the only position he needs was an edge rusher. I can see Joe Shane now in the office.
Listen, Darlene, I'm going to be busy scouting right now and going through our roster and trying to figure out the best players available that we need. So please hold all my calls.
Okay, I'm glad that's over. Chat GPT, how do I put together a roster? That's what I think he does. Phil says, what's the point of a pass rush if your DBs will get burned anyways? Yeah. The problem with the pass rush is if you have a poor secondary and the rush doesn't get there and you run a zone, bad things happen. And we got to kind of hope, like I said, I still can't fathom. Well, I can because it's Shane Bowen, but I still can't fathom people sitting there or the Giant defensive staff sitting there and go, listen, we have these guys that are supposed to be stalwart press cover corners. Yeah, you know what we should do? We should run a bend not break zone. Because I think that'll work really well. I think that'll work. Let's run a zone defense with a 4-man rush. Yeah, I don't know sometimes. Matthew, Big Matthew, what's up? Doesn't the issue all boil down to the Mara family doesn't know how to operate a modern day franchise? John Mara is especially close. I said this before. He needs to do a Wellington. Wellington, after the miracle of the Meadowlands, said, that's it. I fucking quit. Evidently, I suck at this. Goes to Pete Rozelle and says, what young executive should we hire to steer this franchise? Because I'm backing out. And they landed on George Young. That's what Mara needs to do. Mara just needs to be like, I'm done. Like Hook Rubs and Spices, the barbecue seasoning, says maybe Dable's a better as an OC instead of an HC. You're right. There have been, in the annals of NFL history, we've talked about this before. I always use Joe Bugle as an example. Joe Bugle, premier offensive line coach. Good to great offensive coordinator. God-awful head coach. Got Pat Shurmur. Offensive genius at times. OC guru, yes. Quarterback whisper, yes. Good head coach, fuck no. It happens. Sometimes people are better at being, not to offend anyone, but, but I am in a household with Native Americans that sometimes you need a couple Indians instead of a chief. And sometimes you're better at being an Indian than you are being a chief. So maybe he just needs to keep his ass on the reservation.
That's what she said.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. Oh, don't forget to hit the like. I don't know why. I always forget to say that. Hit the like button, people. We got 41 likes. Let's get to 70 likes. Let's get to 100 likes. Let's get so many likes that we're going to be so likable that we're going to be put. I keep banning these people, and they keep coming back. I'm getting faster at banning them.
That's what she said.
Let's see. McFadden isn't injured. He is playing today. No, McFadden's out. I'm just saying McFadden is our best linebacker outside of Bobby Okereke, and he's not playing. And he's Muasau, and they're talking about putting Abdul Carter at the weak side linebacker position. That's that's what I'm saying. Tim Slider.
This is Ghost Rider requesting a flyby.
Negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
We should cut the Rochi. He sucks. Yeah, he does. Where should I make my bet? You should make a bet at FanDuel, the number one sports book in all the land. Win on a $5 bet. You get $300 in bet credits. Go look at those parlays. I don't know any parlays today, but if someone's got a good parlay they want to throw out there on FanDuel, number one sports book in all of America, not only just sports betting, but you got slot machines, you got casino games, you got fantasy, you got everything at FanDuel. We love FanDuel. We love FanDuel just as much as we love ZipRecruiter. I think there's going to be a ZipRecruiter spot on Monday. Xavier Howard says, Giants win today, 27-24. Mark it. Okay. It is marked. It is marked. Tim, you know what's funny, Tim? Parsons is gone, and we still don't have a shot to win. Well, we got a shot. You always have a shot to win. You literally always have a shot to win. And yes, Parsons is gone. It's amazing to me that Parsons all of a sudden his back isn't bothering him anymore. He's in Dallas and he's like, oh shit, man, my back. I gotta eat nachos and lay on this training table. He goes to Green Bay and he goes, there must be something in the air. I'm healed. Slide. What's up, Mr. Sanders? The Slider ain't lying. No, he's not lying. He's not lying. He should be cut. As Steve said, the Giants players are never ready to fire anyone. Giant players are never ready. Fire everyone. I am too old for this shit. I agree. I'm getting too old to have to sit. In that case, that's why I said I'm not. If the Giants win today, I'm happy. And last week, I kind of got out of my element a little bit because the Giants lost. And yeah, I picked them to win. And I loved it because I got called out on X because someone was like, Tim, you predicted the Giants to lose 35-17 a week ago. Now you're saying they're going to win. I put the fan hat on. I admit it freely. I put the fucking fan hat on. I didn't take my outside perspective hat. I took my season ticket holder 1976 fandom and I put that hat on. Not going to lie. Not going to lie. And I got mad during that stream on Monday, and I don't know why, because we've been saying this is a 5-win team forever. We've been saying this is a 5-win team since before the draft. And even after the draft, even after free agency, we're still saying this is a 5-win team. So I'm no longer going to let the Giants dictate my mood on a Sunday. If they win, I'm going to be happy. If they lose, well, it's kind of what we expected to happen. There is better things in life to be upset about than the Giants winning or losing. Now, I know some fans live and die by the Giants and live and die by what they do, but when you hit a certain age, you kind of figure out it's just sports. Sports is supposed to be enjoyable. People always say to me, you always say you're not going to go to the games, and you fucking go every week. Because I'm a fan, and honestly, a lot of times my best enjoyment is hanging out with other guys and gals at the stadium and just being at the stadium. Like I said, the James and I drinking the mimosas, waiting for the kickoff against Minnesota. I had such a blast hanging out with James in the suite, drinking, eating, talking football. And then 103 rolled around. The Giants kicked off, and then the whole move went to shit. I'm not going to do that anymore. You know, and even back in the day, like 4 years ago, hanging out with my friend Quaddy, sitting there on the sidelines, last game of the season. This was New Year. This was New Year's Eve. This was the New Year's Eve game, which we thought was going to be Eli Manning's last game against the Washington Redskins, and it was literally -4 when the game started. It was -4, but we stayed the whole game. We stayed on the sidelines. And then we went on the field after the game for like an hour. The whole fucking time. And it was great. And it was a losing season. It was a losing game, but we had a freaking awesome time. I'm just gonna go back. I'm just gonna go back to doing that. Because I think that's what you need to do. Let's see. Evan Neal says we're putting Neal back at left tackle. Oh my God, we're toast. Honestly, I didn't get to answer the Evan Neal question because I kind of forgot. Because you know me, I go off on my rants, and then I look at things on my desk like this is my thing. I have the attention span sometimes of a squirrel because I'm looking at I got to do that. I go there's some putty over there. So look at that, Speedy Gonzalez. Evan Neal at left tackle to me cannot be any worse than Hubbard. Evan Neal at right tackle before he got hurt last year, while he was not playing at a Pro Bowl level, was playing well enough to be a competent right tackle. I'm not saying good, not saying great. I'm saying competent, and I think he would be better at Hubbard. That's just my opinion. Schreider says our DBs play to play off. Our DBs play off. There's no there's no press because of the fact that you're Slider. They should run it. We're running a zone. We're running the fucking Shane Bowen zone. It's great that for 2 seasons, you built a defense around an attacking style, man-to-man, Baltimore Ravens style defense. You gathered those types of players. Then you go out, change defensive coordinators, and just change the whole philosophy, but have the same players. Drop 10 in the coverage. Drop 10 in the coverage, super zones. Why not? Drop 10. Well, drop 10 in the coverage. I kind of like that. Turned 21 yesterday. Turned 21 yesterday, Tim. 42 turned 20. Happy birthday. Was it really Slider? Was it really your birthday? Slider also says, I think he got tired of Jerry Jones. Oh, he definitely did get tired of Jerry Jones BS. I like I said, I love it. He's all of a sudden like, oh my God. Like I said, I'm back. I can't play. I can't carry all this money you're about to give me. And then he goes there and goes, oh, wait, I'm all better now. Davey says, Buddy Ryan, great right hook, legendary defensive corner, sucked as an a DC. Yes, he did. Well, actually, that was against Kevin Gilbride, the right hook, when they were with the Tennessee or Houston. It was Houston back then. Yeah, he didn't have a very good right hook, but he was also like 80 years old. James Williams says, I remember people dumping on Jerry Reese in his drafts. Mr. Uncrustables came along. I love it because someone emailed me last week and they said, I still laugh and I listen to once in a while your rant about the Uncrustable eating motherfucker with his bedazzled wife. He's like, I still listen to that. I was like, I got to find that clip. Mr. Sanders says, we all know the Giants are going to win, not going to win. But if the Giants do win, I feel like we're going to win a Super Bowl. Listen, Sanders, Mr. Sanders, if the Giants win today, the segment of the fan base that was so negative last week is all of a sudden going to turn around and we're going to the fucking Super Bowl. And then if we lose, it's going to be, well, Dallas is a bad team. I don't know how we lost to them. And we just suck. Mr. Snow says, Informa. Giants don't just lose. There's not even competitive. That game last week, even when it was like 14-6, was never in doubt. I watched that game like this. Not in doubt. Yeah, you had the one drive, and that was it. We were done. Big L Gigante said, what's up, Tim? What's up, EB? Colt need to somehow figure out to pry McVay out of LA. He is not. Sean McVay is not coming here. Sean McVay almost retired after winning a Super Bowl. You think he's going to come and take over this shit show? McVay's gonna be like, no, I'm good. Thanks. I would rather go sit on boiling hot coals than I would ever want to coach the New York Football Giants and leave LA. No. 5-win team, maybe. No, it's still a 5-win team. We're still a 5-win team. Maybe the preseason gave us false hope like Danielo's first season. Danilo Gallinari's. No. I'm going to say this Hooks Rub and Spices barbecue seasoning. I do like barbecue seasoning. I am a big proponent of the Big Green Egg. I also have been to a couple of egg offs. Came in second in one. Egg Fest. But I think for some Giant fans, it was false. It's the same thing every year with a certain segment of Giant fans. Every training camp is the best training camp we've ever fucking had. Every player in training camp is the best player the Giant ever drafted. Every free agent is the best free agent we ever brought in. Every undrafted free agent is going to be Victor Cruz, because they're hanging on something that they want so badly, because the team has been so bad for so long that they don't see what's in front of them. I keep looking at Jackson Dart's play in preseason, and I say, very nice. Here's the problem, though. Most of these guys that he's playing against should be wearing orange aprons right now. And most of the guys he's being competitive against are guys that aren't even going to be in the league. Daniel Jones went 5 for 5 for 67 yards and a touchdown in his first preseason game. And the fan base anointed him Danny Dimes before Danny Dimes even cashed his first check. They're just trying to hold on to hope. And that's why I said, don't let sports control your life. Get up to 60 likes. Now that should control your life. Get up to like 60, 70 likes. That's just me though. Just enjoy. It's a beautiful Sunday. I'm going to watch the game. I have a cup of coffee. I'm going to hang out. It's going to be beautiful. Giants win. That's great. Giants lose. Well, you know what? There's that proverbial expression. There's always next week. Dave Gettleman was the second best GM this team has ever had in the modern era. Let that sink in. Yeah. I love it that, yeah. Vince said, God forbid a fan throws the fan hat on for a week. That's all we can do as Giant fans. This team hasn't been good enough to genuinely believe they're winning for years now. I said this before, and I said this the day we signed Daniel Jones. And anyone that's been watching the show for 3 years will tell you the day we signed Daniel Jones to that extension, I said the Giants will not be good for 5 years. The day that ink dried, they will not be good again for an additional 5 years. And I kept saying that, if flames out that first year of the contract, which he did, you're going to have to draft a quarterback the next year. You're going to have to give the quarterback at least 2 years to become a professional NFL quarterback. And you're going to have to use another 2 years to put a roster around him where he can be competitive and build an offensive line. And I kept saying 2028. The Giants may not be good again until 2028. And that was 2023. And I'm still under that guise that that's what it's going to be. And that's all right, because I'm stupid. Bro, I love your honesty on here. Well, thank you, Bang Glorious. I try to be honest. Todd says, yeah, we need to be realistic out there. Wins or upsets were points. Expecting them to win is setting yourself up to be pissed. You're right. Just have a beer. Don't cost nothing. Relax. You know what? Enjoy watching football. This, as a Giant fan, this is what I'm going to tell everyone right now.
I am McLovin.
Oh, no, that's for Ryan's Big Blue Podcast. But this is what I'm going to tell you right now. Just enjoy watching football. I had so much fun last year watching other teams, watching competitive football. Some of it wasn't even playoff football. It was just competitive football. I had so much fun watching. I'm having so much fun watching college again this year. Just watch the Giants with a grain of salt. Look for improvements. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in 2000. Come back to me in 2028. Just no says Infama. The GM is a huge problem. Our drafts have been abysmal. That's why this team is stuck in neutral. Haven't been able to fix the O-line in 10 years. That the drafts have been under Joe Shane have been, and I don't want to keep going through this because we've gone through this. We've gone through this numerous times. You take a look at his first draft. Darren Beaver's gone. McKeithen gone. DJ Davidson is nothing. McFadden is okay. Dane Belton should be gone. Daniel Bellinger should be gone. Cordell Flott should be gone. Jonathan Hazuda, just god-awful. Evan Neal's going to be gone. Kayvon Thibodeau, I would still trade. And Wan'Dale Robinson, the Smurf in Smurf Village, quietest 90 catch reception season I ever seen in the NFL, and didn't even crack 700 yards, has 0 catch radius, and can only play 3 yards off the line. To me, should be gone. You look at the 2023, Owens, gone. Jordan Riley should be gone. Trey Hawkins, gone. Eric the Gray Ghost is on the injury reserve, should be gone. Jalen Hyatt is a big bust. John Michael Schmidt's huge bust. And right now, Deonte Banks is heading towards bust territory. And then you take a look at Darius Muasau. I kept saying this is not a guy that should be a starting linebacker in this league. But he is. Tyrone Tracy. We had Tyrone Tracy start out last year with beautiful runs and really fixed his fumbling problems and kind of fell off the planet. Theo Johnson, garbage. Phillips. Yeah, you can make the tackles, but your job is to stop people from making the catches. And Tyler Nubin should be an in-the-box safety. Malik Neighbors is your only pick. Corey Black, gone. Thomas, I don't even know why Thomas, the tight end's there. Bo, I have no idea yet. Scatterbo, I have no idea yet. Darius Alexander can't see the field. Then you drafted 2 guys in the first round that may potentially not have an impact till next year. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your New York Football Giants. Strider says, Tim, I'm 42. As of yesterday, every loss hurts. It pisses me off, but there's nothing I can do about it. Just move on. Happy birthday, Slider. Happy birthday to Slider.
This is Ghost Rider requesting a flyby.
Negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
James Stein says, sometimes I daydream about the good old days when the Giants were Super Bowls. I loved those seasons. And as a football fan, go back to the present season. Oh my God, I miss the good old days. I really do. And maybe that's my problem and my perspective. I'm a football fan. So Daydrum Tim, you and James are high phantom. We were living La Vida. We were living La Vida Loca. That day, James and I we got free jewelry, we got free food. We got it all. We got it all that day. That was such a great fucking day until they kicked off. And then as soon as they kicked off, it was like, well, they just literally ruined a great day. It was like 72 degrees. I got to admit, it was a phenomenal day. The only thing that ruined the day was the game. And yeah, James and I.
Out of here. Get your hands off me, Maria. Nobody call me bougie. Maria, what is bougie?
It means you think you're better than other people.
What in the hell? Bougie ass charge.
Yeah, James and I were bougie that day. I'm not gonna lie. I am not gonna lie. We were a little bougie. I laughed because I was on, like I said, I mentioned yesterday, I did the live for the landlords from Alabama. They are a giant Dallas Cowboy content creator. Really good show. Like I said, go check it out. After the stream, go check it out. It was a great time. It was a great show. And I love it because at one point in time, he was saying some things, and I knew what he was saying. He was just, but then he was just kind of like, well, I don't know if you understand my vernacular. And I'm like, no, I got it. I got what you're saying. So I was like, I love it, man. I said, I got exactly what you're saying. So, but it was a really good show. And that again is the landlord from Alabama, Dallas Cowboy content creator. Great stream yesterday. Go check it out. I'll put the link when we get ready to leave. So, where's Jay Ferris? I just saw Jay. Jay says, when the Giants suck, I became a football fan and watch everything. Don't put too much energy. Jay, that's a perfect way to do it. That is literally the perfect way to do it, Jay. That's what I have become again. And you know what? I have to thank the Giants for allowing me to enjoy football again. Luke said 2028 sounds right. It'll be the 3rd year of the new GM. That's why I figured 2028. Slider says, do you think Brian Burns is one of the best run stopper? I heard this comment when I was at New Orleans and I started laughing my ass off. Brian Burns out of Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, and Abdul Carter is the best run stopper out of that group. I don't dislike Brian Burns as a player. I dislike his consistency. And I don't fault him that he does not have the ability as an undersized defensive end to fully have the complement of moves and thought processes to completely maintain his assignment and hold the edge. I don't blame him for that. I always love when people are like, well, you don't like Brian Burns. Of course, Black Rifle Coffee. Black Rifle Coffee is not bougie. It's sold in supermarkets now. I got to say one thing about Black Rifle Coffee. I got to say one thing. They're not going to like it, but I don't care. I wait all year for the pumpkin spice because it used to be called Headless Horseman. Now it's called just pumpkin spice. And I wait all year for it because this pumpkin spice coffee is, I drink black coffee. So this coffee is so good, or it has been for 3 years. You got to put nothing in it. So I get my bag of pumpkin spice, I think 3-4 days ago. I open the bag up and I'm like, this does not smell like pumpkin spice. It has this more earthy, woodsy smell. I brew up my coffee, sit down, have a little pumpkin spice, spit it out all over the floor. I'm like, this is not pumpkin spice. Evidently, they must have changed the fucking beans or the formula, because it is nowhere near as good as it's been the last 3 years. So, of course, I wrote a letter. Because, you know what? When you're old, that's why we have to get off my lawn, the mad ramblings of a Gen Xer. Nominated for one of the best black podcasts on YouTube. Yes. My show on YouTube. Not YouTube, I'm sorry. My show on iTunes. Get off my lawn, the mad ramblings of a Gen Xer. Has been nominated for one of the top black podcasts. I'll let that one sink in for a little bit. Let's see here. Appreciate it. Jay Ferguson Snow says it doesn't matter what quarterback we have, the O-line will still suck. That's true. Dan the Man said yesterday was an amazing day. I made $174 on FanDuel just to make it even better, lol, since I have a fruitful day like that. Well, I think that's great. Mr. Sanders says not only the drafts, but what about the free agents we picked up? None of them actually fit the team. What about the people we've traded for? It's almost literally like the motherfuckers playing Madden. We know his capology is Madden-esque because I literally can picture Joe Shane sitting in his office looking at his computer going, okay, where is the settings where I can go and reset my cap space? Because you had to restructure Andrew Thomas's contract again because you were $9 million over the cap and you had to get under the cap before 8:20 on that Thursday night. And he couldn't find the cap reset button. We have done the DJ thing already. Arch Manning should be better than Jones, but who knows what Manning's doing in the NFL? I don't know. Like I said, I haven't seen it yet. Any given Sunday. So who do I pick? Russell Wilson or Willie Beeman?
That's great.
Gotta get to work. That's right.
Yes.
Come on. My name is Willie. Baby, I keep the ladies screaming and all my fans got screaming. You can defeat me. You're dreaming.
Flex your chest. Get metrics. Huh. All righty. That should be your answer. What are your snacks and beverages choice today? I don't know. I had a big breakfast, so I'm probably not going to eat lunch. And I don't really feel like grilling, but I might make a chicken cheesesteak. I don't know. I'm in the mood for a chicken cheesesteak today. I don't know why. I was thinking about it yesterday. I'm like, well, I really could go for a chicken cheesesteak. I don't know why. How do you trade a player how do you trade a player that are worthless? Send them to the Giants. Black Rifle Coffee is bougie. Not when you sell them in supermarkets. James, do you think Brian Burns is one of our best run stoppers? Of course, I don't. No, he's not one of our best run stoppers, but out of the defensive line, he is. Tim, our secondary is like California. Everyone walks in and everyone does whatever they want to do. It's free access. Yes, I'm from Cali. California love. Thank God for Sunday Ticket Red Zone. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to enjoy Sundays as much. I'm just shocked as shit that, like I said, that Fox had the national game on Fox is Dallas, New York. That just kind of literally just blows my mind. I think Burns is a really good football player. I think Brian Burns is an excellent football player. I think he does well what he does, but he is not consistent, and he is not this guy that I would say is in the top 10 of defensive linemen, defensive ends. I would say he's just below the top 10 because he's a guy that can't stop the run. Same thing I say about Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence to me is a really, really, really good player, but made to look better because he's on the Giants. He's not Aaron Donald. And I know he used to like to compare himself to Aaron Donald. He used to talk about Aaron Donald and this. He's not Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald was a singularly destructive force in the middle of that Rams team with 111 tackles, playing at 6'1", 280 pounds in either a defensive in a defensive end position. Didn't miss it. He played out of 154 total games. He played 150. He had multiple, double-digit sack seasons 6 times, 7 times. Defensive player of the year. Defensive rookie of the year. And like I said, I'm not saying that Dexter Lawrence is not a good player, but comparing him even to Aaron Donald is freaking crazy. And to be perfectly honest, if you really want to get honest and you really want to get sickened about this,
King of the almost sack.
King of the almost sack last year, 64 tackles, 27 assists, which means he had almost 40 tackles solo and 11 sacks and an interception for 92 yards and a touchdown. He had 7 tackles last week in Seattle, 4 assists. Right now, Leonard Williams last year played better than Dexter Lawrence. But Dexter Lawrence is our best player on our team. Now, I'm not saying he wouldn't be one of the best players on another team, but someone asked me, somebody asked me right now, would I rather have Chris Jones or Dexter Lawrence? And I said, be perfectly honest, I said I would probably go with Chris Jones because he does more. Does Bobby Okereke still play on the Giants? I think he does. We're going to send out an APP. Robert said, hit the like button, everyone. Tim's needs real pumpkins. I do need real pumpkin spice. I forget where Black Rifle is, but I may fly out there. If I get to 100 likes before the stream ends, I'll fly out to wherever. I think it's Utah. I don't know where they are. Johnny, Utah. I think Black Rifle. Where are they located at? Black Rifle Coffee. I forget where they're located. Company. Where are they out of? I forget where they're out of. But I will fly out to. There's Salt Lake City, Utah. I will get to 100 likes. I will fly out to Utah and go knock on their door and go find Evan Farmer, their CEO, and say, what happened to the fucking pumpkin spice? And can I get a tour and a few t-shirts? Let's see here. But James, we have Dexter Lawrence. Where is I don't know where McLovin went. McLovin's too bougie for us now. McLovin's too big time.
I am McLovin.
To come here and deal with us. Let's see here. Madden, he does. He's playing Madden. He's looking for it. Strider says, I believe you also said that Thomas could have been re-signed later than yes. We did not stagger the contracts of Dexter. We did not stagger the extensions of Dexter Lawrence and Andrew Thomas, which I did not get. Which I did not get to this day, and I'm still not going to get to this day. Boy, this ring is shiny. I really am like a squirrel. This is a really shiny ring, though, man. Look at that. That has really got a lot of shine to it here. I like I said, I'm not going to lie. I was sitting in the car when I got it, pushing the button, going, "Aga!" I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the giant ring is nice. There's a giant ring thing. It's nice. It's shiny. It's sparkly. But the eagle ring is kind of fun. Is Joe starting to separate from Dave? I think they were starting to separate from each other last year. But listen, if you fire one, you got to fire both. You cannot let Brian Dable pick anyone as a reference to another. I mean, you cannot let Joe Shane pick another head coach. You cannot do that. No. Was there a Madden game GM only? Yes, there was a Madden game GM only. I believe it was called Madden GM. I can't remember, but yes, there was one where you were just the general manager. I don't know. Was it Madden GM game? GM. I think it was something like Madden GM. Something like that. It was in the early 2000s, I think. But I can't remember. Someone can look that up and find that. I forget what it was called because I think I want to say what's his name? The old Steeler coach, Cowher, was on the cover of it. I think they only did it for like 1 or 2 years. What? I gotta look it up. What game was a GM only game for Madden and EA Sports? Let's look that up. It was called NFL Head Coach. So it wasn't a GM game. It was 2006. Yeah, Mike. Yeah. Where here he is, right there. Cower was on the cover. Yep, there it is, right there. So it wasn't a GM. It was the game where you were just the coach. I remember that. I think, I knew it was like 2006. Let's see. Joe Shane can't build a good team to save his job. To move on from Shane, and end of story. Shame Ball the Bozo can get rid of both. I agree. Honeypot just dropped the link. Well, Honeypot, I'm not really going to drop the link today. And if I do, I'm going to have on just Slider today because it is his birthday. But I may drop the link. I don't know. I haven't decided. Also, I haven't seen if James is around. I'm talking to James. I want to talk to James really about. You know what? I love Dex, but come on. I agree. James, are you around? Because I do want to talk to you about the Mets really quick. I want to talk to James about the Mets. And Slider, since it's your birthday yesterday, if you want to jump on, you're more than welcome to as well. So I'm gonna put the love out there because we are gonna have to check out a little early today. Jay Ferris says, what are you smoking today? I'm into gummies now. I like the gummies. I'm not gonna lie. Those gummies are awesome. Just throwing that out there. Because I have friends that I have a friend that owns a dispensary. So I mean they have all the gummies and stuff. So I mean yeah. And you don't have to smoke anything. I'm trying to think which one was I was talking to James about him the other day. And I can't remember which ones that I really enjoyed. But there was some good ones. So I think there's the one that's the I think it's called there's one that's out of office blood orange or there was an out of office blood orange, which is a good one. There's the Delta 9 blue Raz. The other one that you don't want to get is the peach rings. Because first of all, I love peach rings. And then you put peach rings in a gummy. You take you know what I mean, and you make it a gummy. We've said it before. Great balls of fire. I also remember Tim saying how Dylan was drafted a defensive end when he already had one and traded for one, and now they're crying about the playing time. Still doesn't make any sense. You take a defensive end, third overall, that has the exact same attributes of the other two guys you have on the team. One you drafted 3 years ago, one you traded for 2 years ago, and then you're going to be, and they're all undersized defensive ends, and then you were sitting there surprised that Washington ran for 220 yards even after they traded their best running back. California love. What's up, James?
What's up, brother?
Okay. When can I worry about the Mets?
All right, now we can worry a little bit. All right. Now we can go back to normal Met panic mode.
You told me because we didn't start the season slow that we were going to just, and I kept telling you, I would rather start the season slow than have this miraculous comeback like we always do. Now we fucking reversed it. We started off quick. Now we're not even going to win 82 games.
I know. But like I said to you before, all we got to do is get in. We're
right now tied for the last wild card.
But we're not out. I know, but we're not out. Just saying.
I should have caught you when you weren't smoking, because then you'd be honest and truthful.
It's too late now. I've already been drinking. I got the Giants today. The Mets collapsed. Thank God for that fight last night. Shout out to Crawford and Canelo, keeping boxing alive. Thank you, brothers.
I'm thinking of hitting the peach rings before the fights. Before the game starts.
I think you should. I told her there.
The peach rings.
I told her there, you better pop a gummy for 1 o'clock.
Before 1 o'clock. I don't think I'm gonna drink any beer today, but I do think I will partake in the gummy selection and see what we have. But
You should.
because win or lose, at least I'll be real happy.
Listen, you see me right now. I'm Mets collapsed. The Giants. I do think we're going to win today, guys. Shout out to the chat. But I've been saying this for months, so you can't go. If you go back, I've been marking this date down. This is my Super Bowl.
This is your Super Bowl. You have been marking this date down for a while now.
Yes.
I do have to laugh though, because the other day I told the wife, I said, can you get me 2 peach gummies? Because my knee was hurting. So I was like, get me 2 peach gummies. So I'm eating the gummies, nothing, and I'm sitting there going, nothing's happening. So I said, well, go get me another one. So she gets me nothing's happening. Turned out all she was doing was getting me the peach gummy rings from Five and Below.
Oh, the cat. She's getting you the real peach
real
gummy candy. Yes.
She's giving me real gummies, and my doctor is taking me off all the pain pills and everything else. He's got me on this stuff now, and I'm not supposed to eat a lot of sugar anymore now with everything else. And she's feeding me peach.
That's what she's sugar, but she had the peach gummies.
He's feeding me fucking real peach gummies.
It's like the doctor's like, well, I don't know, your knee's in a lot of pain, but your sugar intake is going up here.
Your sugar intake is going real high.
Shut up here, buddy. What have you been doing?
I'm sitting there laughing, my knee up on the couch, because they're talking about either a replacement or restringing in another ACL, and I'm sitting there like, why am I still in pain? It's like I've had 3 now.
Stick's not working.
That's what I was like. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, James, I'm immune.
That's funny.
Slider says, Tim, do you remember when Carl Banks said to a coach that secure and insecure, our defensive line coach is insecure? By the way, I clipped it and sent it to y'all. Oh, you did great. I didn't see it. Shiver Me Timber says Mr. Ryan as well. What do we got here? Off Broadway. The Mets are a disaster, James. Off Broadway says, my birthday was this past Wednesday. Well, happy birthday, Off Broadway. I thought we said happy birthday.
You too, Broadway? You a Virgo? Shout out Slider and Off Broadway.
Do you want to tell people when your birthday is?
I don't know, but it's coming up on the day when White Vic might be throwing the pigskin around.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Omega Supremes, the peach gummies are great. Let's see. Jay says, yes, sports chicken, Alabama style with some hooked rub. No, I'm not doing any of that. I'm not doing that. That's too much work. I'm not doing that. There's also, you're getting yelled at already.
Did you hear that? There's a ghost in here.
You're getting yelled at already. Tell her I'm on the phone.
She's in the other room. She can see me on.
That's right. Make me some pasta. Not noodles.
Not noodles, pasta.
I want pasta, not noodles. That sounds delicious. The gummies? Yeah, they were. they also have another one called Summit. And they're still the gummy rings, but they have like the peach gummies, the red gummies, and the green gummies.
Oh.
So that's
Christmas gummies. Okay.
It is Christmas. Dom, ladies and gentlemen, hope you're Dom. We're doing good. Dom Palmer, come on. Dom, come on. I'll put the link in it. Don't give me any shit that you're working because it's like 4:00 in the afternoon in the UK.
Dom, put the tea down. Hop on.
Pop on. We'll talk some Arsenal. I'll sit there and give you my best British / Australian accent, mate. Put another shrimp on the bobby. Let's see. 29. I did know this. Yesterday was the 29th anniversary of Tupac's death. I did know that.
Oh, yes.
I did know that. James, breakfast beer. No, it's 11:34.
It's brunch time, Ferris. You know what time it is, baby.
It's brunch time. We have to get in the birthday. We have to get in the birthday boy also.
This is Ghost Rider requesting a flyby.
What up, Tim? The pattern is full.
You gotta wait for the sound effect to stop.
That's all right.
Okay, we gotta go to the birthday. We gotta go to the birthday boy.
Requesting a flyby.
Negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
See, that's how it works. That's why we're professionals.
My bad, Tim.
Right.
How you doing?
We are. Happy birthday, my brother. How you doing?
Doing good. Doing good. As a 42, my body's hurting.
You try hitting 50 plus and then come back and talk to me. Mr. Watt says, and I love this comment. I love the name, but I love the comment. Are we fucked in today's game, Tim?
We could be.
I think that is probably one of the most honest questions that I'm going to ask this wonderful panel, and I'm going to start with you, Slider. Sunday, 1:00 in Dallas. Are the New York Giants, so eloquently put by Mr. Watt, are we fucked?
We could be, yeah.
No, I don't want. I don't want to. Could be. Oh, we're gonna do the score for the.
Okay.
For the ring in a minute. So, but I don't want to. I don't want to. If we could be, I don't want that. I want an actual answer.
Yeah. Yes. 100% yes. If we can't run the ball,
you need a gummy.
Yeah, I know those lovable gummies. I need one right now.
Yeah, it's your birthday week. You should pop one every day for this week.
Every day, every hour for the next 24 hours, you should have a gummy.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, just that first game was so horrible. When I was listening to it, and then I was watching film on how they played, I was like, oh my God, this is so terrible.
Mr. Morales is going to have avocado pancakes for lunch. For brunch. What's an avocado pancake? You're from California. What's an avocado pancake?
I don't know. I never had an avocado with my pancake. I've never had an avocado pancake.
Firing up the laptop. He is getting the little hamster on the wheel in the UK. Dominic Palmer is firing up the laptop. I don't want to say anything, but I'm slightly excited because I have not seen Dom in weeks. The last time I saw Dom was I went on his stream and talked Arsenal football.
Oh, nice.
That was good because they didn't know how much knowledge I actually had about soccer because I watched after the Giants lost, the Arsenal was playing someone, so I watched the whole match. Or match, I think it's called.
Oh,
I watched the whole match.
Okay.
And so then when I went on Dom's show, I had some really good content.
You knew what you were talking about. You was like the striker.
I knew players. I knew other things. I was so good. But James, Mr.
Oh, no, we're winning today. We're winning today.
No, but tell me why we're winning. Tell me
why. Number one, we are the trap game for Dallas. Yeah, think about it. Everybody across the country is just picking Dallas to beat us.
But how is it a trap game if Dallas lost the week before?
Because look at the Packers-Washington game, right? Packers look like one of the best teams in the NFL. They dominated Washington.
They are the best team, one of the best teams. They're our top 3 team in the NFL right now.
Clearly.
Detroit too.
Exactly, right? Dominated 2 playoff teams from last year in their first 2 weeks. Dominated. Granted, both at home, but dominated.
Yeah.
Then look at how Washington treated us, like varsity playing JV, right?
Yes.
On the flip side, everybody was bigging up the Cowboys, as they should have. They played the Super Bowl champs tough, but again, granted, lost one of their main defensive players beginning of the game, right before the real offensive snap was played.
Wait a minute.
We got Dom.
Wait a minute. Tell me why it's Arsenal domination. The greatest Arsenal channel in the fucking history of crappy soccer channels. I mean, really good soccer channels. Listen, Dom, my brother, when I am like your best guest on that stream the other day and had the best questions, there's something seriously wrong with the football teams or fan base in the UK.
Well, you were dropping knowledge. It's almost like you'd listened to a couple of videos and asked the questions that I'd been answering.
I did. I did. What do you think? I'm stupid? I'm not going to go on there look dumb. I don't need any help looking dumb. I got that down pat.
Oh, Timmy.
So what's going on, my brother? You shaved?
Well, I
your
shaved.
Your hair's growing back?
Yeah, and I've definitely not been drinking alcoholic beverages all afternoon. Other than that, I'm well.
All right, then we are going to have. I would call the wife and get it me, but she's at church. She's at church. We don't want to talk about that. Dominic, outside of your vast knowledge of Arsenal soccer, which I probably should be a co-host on your show after all the knowledge I dropped that day.
Wow, what can I say?
You of course are the UK Giant fan.
The only one, just by myself.
You are the only one because
holding it down, big dog.
You're holding it down for the rest of us in the UK. Your perspective. I want to get a quick perspective of what you thought of the Washington game and what you think is going to happen running into this Dallas game.
Wait, running's allowed in the NFL games?
No, not really, because we're not allowed. Listen, you're Cam Scatterbo. You get 2 yards. You rush the ball twice for negative 2.5 yards. You get a prize.
Oh.
You get a scepter.
You get a scepter. You get the booby prize.
I mean, it can be summed up in one sentence, can't it? It's the same thing we've been watching for the last however long, 10 years.
10 years.
I mean,
only 10 years.
Yeah, it's. I mean, look.
It's like,
I mean, I was only really half watching it because I was, as you so, delightfully called out. I was called into work last week, so I was sort of half watching it while working. So it's a bit difficult to sort of get a full assessment on the game, but it was the same things that we were struggling to deal with, and struggling to do on offense for the last, 6 years. In all seriousness, that doesn't bode well for us. We still look very anemic in offense and very sort of, what's the word? We're very sort of not negligent, but very, very passive on defense. And, it doesn't bode well. Look, you could say on one hand for Commanders, great season last year. But then they lose again in the week. They didn't look great, and yet we still made them look excellent. That could have been a lot less of a close score than it was, and it wasn't really that close. And it's really, I would say it's worrying, but it's not. It is worrying, but it's not surprising, right? And I think the fact it's not surprising is a genuine concern, or should be a genuine concern to us all.
Now, my question is, how would you compare this to what's his name? Martin, I can't remember his last name, being forced off on the 18th minute on the Arsenal's 3-0 win over Nottingham Forest the other day, being injured by his own teammate. How would you compare that to the Giants situation right now?
I mean, if he had been injured by his own teammate, it would be exactly the same, right? But he didn't. He was injured by an opposition player and he fell on a shoulder he'd already hurt. But
look at that James Soccer.
I was listening. I was like, Nottingham?
Being injured by your own teammate, though, would be the type of thing the Giants would do, right? But, I mean...
Or was he injured by the sheriff of Nottingham?
Alan Rickman, came back from the dead. But no, I mean, yeah.
Wait, you're dropping a Kevin Costner.
Oh my God, that's right. He was
Alan Rickman. He was great. That was great, dog. Alan Rickman. Yo,
I gotta give Dom comment. Dom gets credit for that one. All right, but go ahead, Dom. I'm sorry.
I almost forgot that.
But yeah, I mean, if injuring yourself is the type of thing the Giants would do, right?
I think some of the players would have.
Hey, look, we're going to score a touchdown. Boom, wiped out by your own player.
When is the last time you scored a touchdown?
Sorry?
And everyone was silent.
I was going to say, I don't know what.
and then everyone, Dan the man says Liverpool. He is a Liverpool fan. But my question, Dom, is you're going against Dallas. You're going against a team that is a CeeDee Lamb drop away and a Booby Miles fumble away from basically taking that game in Philadelphia. And I think Dak Prescott, in my mind, showed more mobility than I thought that he was going to show after coming back off the injury. And you're putting him in a situation where you're going to do another soft zone style defense going against the Giants with CeeDee Lamb and Pickens and Jake Ferguson. I mean, what do you see the Giants doing to slow this offense down, Dallas, or even try to stop them so we can get the ball and maybe score a point?
Honestly, I don't think they're going to do anything different. I genuinely, and I think this is the worry, right? I genuinely think that they think that, you know, they were really close last week, and if they keep doing that, they will win. And I think, you know, if they genuinely think that, that should be concerning for us all, because that's not going to win, right? I mean, the Cowboys are not brilliant, right? They've traded away some of their better defensive and yet I still think they're going to smash us, right? I mean, it shouldn't be winning this game, but I really am concerned that it will be a Dallas win tonight.
Now, what we have the brain trust here. We have the UK Express. we have R. Kelly in the closet, and then of course we have the slider calling the ball. Starting with Dom, going counterclockwise. What's your score prediction for this Giant team, for this Giant game at 1 o'clock, which is in hour and 15 minutes?
34-10 Dallas.
34-10 Dallas. If it's 34-10 Dallas, does Jackson Dart see any reps towards the end of the game?
No, I'm still going to say no.
Okay. Now, you got to remember, Jameis Winston is the third quarterback, but he's the third backup string quarterback, so he can't play unless there's injuries to both the other two. So, and I'm going to go to Slider asking the same question. What's your score?
I'm going to say... I was going to say 35-13.
You could say 35-13, but 35-13 whom?
Oh. Well,
to the ref.
I'm hoping it's us, but I wouldn't be shocked. That's the score for the Cowboys.
All right, so you think the Cowboys are going to take it 35-13. James, hiding in the closet, waiting for his noodles.
Well, Andrew Thomas is not playing again, so says the thing that just popped across my screen.
He was
doubtful
listed,
the whole week.
He was listed as doubtful as of Saturday, so yes.
This guy's been doubtful since the summer. I just love what Dom said. He said the Cowboys have been brilliant. We're going to win 27-21.
I hope so.
27-21.
27-21. Book it.
So,
because I am.
Question. Is Dak Prescott going to turn over and play? Is he going to do like we used to in flag football? Is he going to be all-time quarterback and play both sides and play for the Giants and the Cowboys?
Yes.
I figure that's how we're going to score 27 points.
I hope so.
Yes.
And we're going to add CeeDee Lamb, and we're going to put him on the other side of he could be all-time wide receivers as well, so we can just put him on both sides of the football player.
Listen, CeeDee Lamb will have a big game today. He will.
What about George Pickens?
Yeah.
Pickens, he's going to have a big drop.
Maybe.
I'm calling it.
You're calling the George Pickens drop. Question. This is a question, and this should be on FanDuel, #1 sports book in all the land. Will Theo Johnson have over or under 4 drops?
Oh, under. Only because we can't
under
target.
Because we're not going to throw the ball to him 4 times. Come on, James. Over under 4 drops.
I have to go under. 4 that's kind of ridiculous. I have to go under.
Well, we threw it to him 3 times. He dropped 2 of them last
I know.
I was just kind of think maybe we use the tight end. Everyone in the chat, let's get your scores, and you're going to get a choice of a ring in Eagle Domination fan.
Is that a peach ring or?
Yes. No, nobody gets. No, those are mine. Those are mine. You don't get those. You'll get a choice of a ring. I just got that joke, Tom. See, if I was on my rings, I'd be smarter. You get the score right. You can have one of the Eli Manning replica Super Bowl rings, or you can have one of the Eagle Super Bowl replica rings. Jalen Hurts. So put your scores in there right now. Let's get our scores in. Nobody won last week. So,
Big Dom, we're so bad. He's giving away Eagles championship. Right?
Hey, listen.
Oh my God, that's so sad.
Listen,
we're so bad.
We're so bad. I gotta give away something.
We're so bad. Say, hey, look.
This is the only channel that we give away Super Bowl rings. And at times I've said to people, you've won a giant replica Super Bowl ring. They're like, I'm good.
Give it to charity. You're fine. Give it away.
I've had that happen. I don't know how many times. I'm okay.
It's all right, bro.
So now you can either get the giant one or you can get the
Oh my
one.
God. Oh my God.
So those are the ones. So get your scores in. Omega Supreme's already starting at 32-21 Giants. Deb's got a 24-10 Cowboys. Off Broadway 31-12 Cowboys. Blackbird McKnight 28-24 G-Men. James has got a 30. James Stein that has got a 35-21 Dallas. For Dallas for an 0-2 start. Todd Taylor's got a 31-17. Honeypot's got it 41. I think
I'm assuming that's 41-40 Giants.
I'm either going 41J40 Giants, but I'll take it 40. I'll take it, but make sure you get your score in before we end. Also, we're only at I don't know how many likes.
Hit that like button.
We're at 62 likes. Let's get up to 70 likes before we leave this day. I want the pearls of wisdom from the fun bunch here. And I'm going to start with Dom again. But first, I have a bone to pick with Dom.
Imagine my shock and surprise.
I know. I'm surprised. Make sure. Moet Olson's got a 24-21 G-Men. Dom, you are now Mr. Professional Soccer. You are now Mr. Love, look at me talking soccer over on the channel. And you have gotten a headset. And
I like it.
The headset works. When you used to come on my show,
can someone tell our offensive coordinator that headset? He can use that to call plays.
I don't think his is working. I think Shane Bowen's sitting on the sideline going, "Tell me why." Oh, wait a minute! I got to turn. I'm on the wrong channel again.
I don't know actually why I'm picking on Kafka because I forgot about Bowen. He's even worse.
Yeah, he's even worse. But how all of a sudden now that you're a big famous soccer football YouTuber that you go out and get a headset when you were on our show all these years, we could barely hear you half the time.
Do you know why?
No, that's why I asked.
Work gave me one.
Oh, all right. Well,
that's right, Dom.
I take that as a.
Who enjoyed that one?
I know we call you an ankle biter, but damn. What the hell is that?
Somebody's upset outside.
It sounded like someone laughing. I didn't realize it's the dogs.
Is that you again? Is that your sister's dog again? Or somebody's dog? Okay, now the dog has stopped. All right, pearls of wisdom. Who wants to give their pearl of wisdom before we close out this show?
None of us.
James.
We're good.
I was like, this is why I hang out with you guys because I have to do all the talking. So James, give us your pearl of wisdom.
Pearls of wisdom.
Pearls of wisdom about the New York Football Giants. Talk people off your legs. We got Big Greg all the way from Sweden coming in saying hello. But go ahead.
Big Greg. Well, like I said before, and Brother Faries actually said, trap game or get right game. They're going to look at us as a get right game, but we actually are the trap game. We really are. Nobody's giving us a chance to win, especially the way we looked last week, especially the way Washington looked against the Packers. Everybody, all you heard this week is, when is Dart going to start? When is Dart going to start? Unlike us, the Cowboys actually really want to make the playoffs. Like, I know we want to make the playoffs, but we're not making the playoffs.
I think we want to make the playoffs. I know I want to make the playoffs.
All right, there's a chance, right? There's always a chance, right? But this is a perfect trap game. We haven't beaten the Cowboys since Spurs were invented in Texas,
Eli, man, I think Rashad Jennings at one point was the starting running back.
You know what I'm saying? So, and honestly, if the coaching staff can win this game, we got to be honest. Like, nobody's expecting us to beat the Chiefs or the Chargers. So if you can win this game, it'll keep your head off the chopping block for at least a couple weeks. So I think we're going to get our best coaching effort of the year in this game. I know that sounds weird to say in week 2, but I think we're going to get our best coaching effort. I think the players are going to bounce back. And I think we are going to get one of our best efforts all year this year. And it's a trap game for Dallas because they're going to look past us. And that's where we strike.
That's where we strike. We gotta get this super chat out from Robert. And Robert, my niece is cancer free thanks to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. I'm so happy to donate to them. Go Big Blue. Thank you, Robert. And I'm very happy that your niece is cancer free. Someone asked me on the DM why I always support the Philadelphia Children's Hospital, and it's an easy and it's a quick story. And I said I would tell it because I got to stay under 2 hours because I got to cut the shorts, and I don't feel like doing it. So then I'm gonna let the AI do. And if I go over 2 hours, I get screwed. My father had severe heart problems, especially towards the later half of his life, and he basically for extended periods of time basically kind of lived at Philadelphia University Hospital, and there was a bridge that connected the Philadelphia University Hospital, still there, that connects that with this hotel. And there was another bridge that took you to the Children's Hospital, Philadelphia Children's Hospital. And like the moron that I am, half the time I could never figure out which bridge was which. So it seemed like every day I ended up in the Children's Hospital. And I laughed though, because this is when I was playing D3 and I actually came and I had a jersey on, and the nurse, I was in there looking for the ICU, and she's like, "No, you're in the Children's Hospital ward again." I'm like, "Okay." And she's like, "Do you play football?" And I said, "Yes." I said, we were talking, and she goes, "Well, do you mind going around and talking to the kids?" I'm like, "Well, I play D3. No one knows who the hell I am." And she looks at me and goes, "Don't worry. It wouldn't matter what football player came in here. They weren't going to know who the hell they were anyways. They're just happy to see someone, see someone they think is famous or something else." So I got to walk around the ward, and then I got to meet some of the kids, and you hear a lot of the stories that these kids and these trials and tribulations that they go through. And the majority of them have just such a positive outlook at such a young age for dealing with something such as cancer. And it was something that my father was at the ICU for like 4 months. So I would go to the Children's Hospital every day before I went over to visit him. And it's just something over a period of time it stuck with you. So I've always done I've done things over the years for them and donated money for them. And that's kind of why we always give money to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. Long story short. So, yeah, I'm awesome. I know.
So genuinely a really great story, Tim. So lovely to hear that sort of thing.
Yes.
Also, it doesn't surprise me you got the wrong side of the bridge, but
I was gonna say that's yeah. No, it does. It does. Listen, you're the same guy that couldn't get out of the fucking airport.
It's not my fault your immigration rules are so bloody tough, is it?
I'm waiting for Dom in the airport.
You have one little incident where the US, you have one little incident when you're arrested for terrorism by a US embassy, and it takes forever to get into the country. I mean,
Son of a biscuit.
The best thing was Dom was forever in customs, and I was waiting for him, and I call him on his phone, and I say, "Where are you?" And all of a sudden, I see somebody walking out, and I go, "Oh, there you are." I said, "Oh no, that's a mom holding the hand of a little girl." I'm sorry, but I thought it was Dom. He goes, "No, I'm still in customs." I was like,
honestly, God, I've never waited
holding some woman's hand, but then I found out it was an 11-year-old.
British are good at queuing, but you guys test even the patience of us, right? I mean, hours I was in that fucking queue.
Oh, here we go. Omega Spring this month celebrating 21 years cancer free. Well, again, congratulations. That's
shout out Omega.
That is something special. Oh my God!
Congratulations, Omega.
Fuck, I went over 2 hours. Now the stream. Now
you gotta do work.
Right.
Now I have to work. Now the AI won't cut the stream up for me into shorts. Great, guys. I hate you all.
Hey, Tim.
Yes,
Tim, I'm good at shorts.
Yo, I don't know if you noticed, Dom is killing it on the jokes today. He is killing it today.
When he said he was good at shorts, I was going with.
That's what she said.
Oh,
I was going that way, but I was trying to be nice. Coach D
to be fair, that's not what she said.
No, she said, "Hey, where is it?"
Are we done yet?
We gotta turn off the street. We gotta turn off the street.
Have we started? I don't know we were done. Coach D says, I lived in Utah for 2 years. There's only 10 black people in Utah. They all play for the Jazz.
They all play for the Jazz. Yes. Did you hear that?
She's like, what? She goes,
Yo, there's a real sidebar. There's a Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. There's no black people in Utah. Just saying.
There's 10.
Yeah, and they all play sports.
I thought Slider was like, oh, I'm done here. Slider was like, I'm out of here now. All right, guys.
Oh my God.
Does anyone have anything constructive to say? Football related.
That's not why you brought me on, right?
I always, I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't seen you since I popped on the last stream. Hooks Rub Spices. I'm one of the 10 black guys in Utah.
Oh, you're in Utah, brother. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I got one of my own out there.
James, it's fine. You only have to apologize 9 more times and you're done.
Oh my God, Dom is killing it up here.
The Slider said, "I'm out." Yeah. So, is it 10 or is there now 11?
Ooh, that's a good. Oh, we just upped the populace of the black community. That's nice.
We just did that. He says,
depending on how Hooks Rubs and Spices Friday night went, presumably.
God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. And luckily, you could find this show on the Believe Network.
Yeah, I'm currently getting banned.
You'd never get banned. If you weren't banned 10 years ago, you would get banned how many years ago? Dom's one of those people you know for like 5 years, but it feels like fucking 10.
At least my watch is broken.
Dom is
For those that do not know and understand that comment, Dom came to visit me, and you have it on a sport watch, like a fitness tracker.
Yeah.
And every time
I did, it's broke.
Every time we were in the car, we're waiting to get out of the Philadelphia International Airport. And
yeah, because someone couldn't work the ticket barrier.
He couldn't work the ticket booth. The guy in the ticket booth could not work the ticket booth. No, it wasn't me.
That makes sense.
It was genuine. It was the guy that worked there. Just no idea.
Couldn't figure out.
Oh my God.
We're sitting there for like 25 minutes as this guy is trying to figure out the ticket booth. And every like 15
it was slower than US Customs.
Every 15 seconds, I hear this little noise. Let's see if I hear this little noise. And then like, wait a minute. And then again, I'm like, and then again, I'm like, and I look at Dom and I go, what the fuck is that? He goes, it's my watch. And I'm looking at him going, what is it your watch for? And I'm talking like every 15 seconds.
It was driving me nuts, let alone you.
Oh my God.
I got a guy that can't get us out of the ticket booth. I'm hearing this noise going on every 15 seconds. So I looked at Dom at one point. Now you got to remember, Dom has been in America now for like an hour.
No. In fairness, I've been in America for about 4.5 hours because it was 3.5 hours in customs.
Been stuck at the yeah.
So you've been out of customs for an hour. I look at Dom and I said, if that goes off one more time, I'm throwing you out the fucking window.
Notice it was me, not the watch. It was going out the window.
And then my wife goes, welcome to America.
Yeah.
Welcome to hanging out with send the link. Oh, we were wondering where he wants. No, Slider, we got to get out of here. Let's see. I'm smoking blueberry blast. Oh, there you go. Big blueberry blast.
Oh,
there you go. There you go. I like it. I like it. All right, guys. It is 12:04. Game starts in 56 minutes. Just remember, hit the like button. Follow us on the Believe Network. Go to the landlord from Alabama That's the name of his show on YouTube. And watch the live stream from yesterday. I was on that show. It was a very good stream because I was on it. Check it out. We also have Dom, of course, from the world famous Arsenal Domination Show. So if you want to learn anything about Arsenal soccer, go to Google first.
Yeah, and then if that fails, give me a go.
Then go to ChatGPT. Then try to find a newspaper. And if you can't get a book, then you can go see Dom. Go talk to Dom. But no, it is Dom from Arsenal. You are doing good work. I do watch you. I do from, you know what? Yes, some of the comments. Yes, I do watch your show. So, so I don't just like, I'm like Ryan's Big podcast. I just like, but sorry, Ryan. We love you, Ryan. But I do watch that show. So it is a good show if you're into European soccer or European football. So go check out. But Dom,
we even win every now and again. Something the
won,
Giants could do.
You won 3-0 the other day.
We were yesterday.
That'd be nice
against Sherwood Forest.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
See,
that's Big Don Juan Lebowski.
I know these things, and of course you have James Williams everywhere that James Williamses are found. So make sure you stop by and see James.
I've got one question for you guys though before I go. Right, it's 55 minutes till the game kicks off. How long until it's over? 57, 58 minutes.
Well, it's not a Saturday night with Mrs. Palmer, so I'm going to go 58 minutes.
Oh my God. We just keep going down that road.
Just going down. We still have 139 people watch. I'm trying to get us down.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to get us down to 6, but people are staying in there.
You've gone up. You've got to 140.
I'm telling you.
You know what I laugh about is people that watch the show and people that I meet and like at stadium and stuff. They're always like, what are you like in person? What is everyone like in person?
Like this.
Exactly.
I was gonna say
there is literally no difference between me on the mic and off the mic, and most of the people here, it's the exact same thing. There's no difference. So this is literally like hanging out with us at home.
I forgot we were doing a stream, to be honest.
Honestly, kind of. So did I. Hey, we went down to 130, 132. That means everyone knows Dom's on. Let's see what Giants Made by Giants says. If you know the Giants, there's a chance we make this game competitive and might win, or we lose by 40. Yeah, that really kind of sums it up. That's
what makes it exciting. We don't know what we're gonna get.
That's what, just like Forrest Gump. We don't know what we're gonna get. And those look like comfortable shoes. So I'm
going to a chocolate caramel.
What's that?
I'm going to a caramel barrel.
All right,
it's like a box of chocolates after all.
Oh my! All right, everyone, listen. We're Dom, James, don't leave yet. I'm going to end the stream, but I want to talk to you real quick afterwards. So don't go anywhere yet. Everyone, stay tuned. We'll have a show on I think 11 o'clock on Monday, like we always do with the recap. But there will be a video after the game. Want to thank everyone from FanDuel to the Believe Network, and make sure you follow us on the Believe. And don't forget to go to whatever's that name of that channel I told you to go to, because I already forgot. And as always, let's hope we do well. Hope we get the big win. And for Tim, for James, we're out of here.